Hey, boys and girls, welcome to Collectors of the Coast. I am Cash, and tonight I actually got a big buzz cut, so I probably look pretty different. Ended up going a little shorter than I planned on, and so that'll grow back. It's just hair. Anyways, I wanted to do a bit of a preview video. I haven't been doing too many on Core Set 2021, but something came out today that I just couldn't skip doing. So I wanted to talk about the shrines that have come out. Back in the day, back in Kamigawa, they had a set of shrines, and it was actually pretty good when you made those decks. There was quite a bit you can do. Of course, nowadays you can do even more, and now adding the new shrines, it looks like it'd be a real fun kind of something to play, especially in casual. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do much in tournaments, to be honest. Though some people can't deal with shrines, so if you can hang in a little bit and get some shrines on the board, most decks aren't well suited to taking out multiple enchantments. That they might have a plan to take out the odd one or two, but most competitive decks can't deal with if you get 5 or 6 enchantments on the board. They don't really have a way to deal with them well. So you never know. Someone might be able to sneak in a way to make one of these shrine decks really good. So anyways, so I want to talk a little bit about them. I'm just going to kind of go through them one by one. I'm going to go into their black compatriot from back in the day as well. So they're different color. I'll go through the kind of the matching ones. So originally back in Kamigawa, they had the black shrine was Condon of Knight's Reach. So Condon of Knight's Reach says basically it's 3 and a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent discards a card for each shrine you control. So pretty nasty guy. You get it on the board. Pretty hard for them to keep any cards in their hand. And even if they got to deal with the counterspell, you get to throw your next shrine out there. So Condon of Knight's Reach was the black one from back in the day. They are the catch with all shrines is that they are legendary enchantments. So right off the top, there are a couple cards that help you play legendary stuff, more of them. So one of them that becomes a real big key is Mirror Gallery. So you can have multiple of these in your deck, so you don't get stuck with 2 or 3 in your hand of the same shrine. You can play them, and they stack up and get pretty nasty. So I would recommend that card. The black one from the new set is called Sanctum of Stone Fangs. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Now, this guy is only 1 and a black, so he's going to be, I think, just because of the cost of him, he's probably going to be the big one for the shrines. He's really going to get everyone started, and of course, he kind of keeps you alive while you get established, getting more shrines on the board. So, real big one. Looks really good, so I'm really excited for these. So, okay, so next one, red. Back in the day, we were talking about the Condon of Infinite Rage. So this guy is 2 in a red, and at the beginning of your upkeep, he does 1 damage. He deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of shrines you control. So he can become a real control. Once you get 3 or 4 of them out there, it's pretty hard to keep creatures on the board unless they're massive. And of course, just the damage they can do to people as well is really huge. So that's the red guy from back in the day, from back in Kamigawa. And the new one is Sanctum of Shattered Heights. So this one, again, 2 in a red. But when you have to discard, it says discard a land or shrine card, and it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of shrines you control. So this actually is key because it not only does the one problem with the Condon was once someone got a creature out that was just a little bigger than it was really hard to deal with. So now this gives you the ability to, really stack damage. So real ability to really control the board. So real nice, really gonna work well. These all play in Modern. Pioneer, the original shrines don't work, so you can play them in Modern decks. So, and of course the new ones you can play however the heck you want. So, all right, we're gonna go green. So the original was green was Condon of Life's Web. This was always, to me, was probably about the worst one, just because it was costly to get into play, and it just didn't seem to be strong enough to really help you by the time if you were a little behind. it didn't do enough to get you back. So at the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token onto the battlefield for each shrine you control. So as you can see, it can get really good, but just at times it just felt like it was always just a little not quite strong enough. I mean, maybe a 2/2 creature or something would have been a big difference. Anyways, so now the green one now is the Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest. And at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of shrines you control. So this is a real mana accelerator for you, and really lets you play. You might be able to get 2 shrines out on turn 4, and really start to stack your damage when you play this kind of deck. So real nice. What am I into now? I'll go into the white one. Again, another one that really keeps you alive. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life for each shrine you control. So again, you get 2 or 3, 4 shrines out there. All of a sudden, you're gaining 8, 10 life a turn, and it becomes real damn hard to kill you, especially when you're able to knock off some of those little guys with the red shrines. Yeah, real nice. And if you can get, again, if you're able to get that. If you're able to get that mirror gallery out there where you can pull multiple of them out there, it can really be real good. So I don't think the legend rule applied the same way back when these were originally made, but I could be wrong. So, all right. So the white shrine in the core set 2021. And these have really made this set actually really interesting to me. There's a number of nice things going on. Core set 2021. It looks like it's the best core set ever. It's the first one I've wanted to buy since, like, I liked actually 7th edition, but it's the first one I've really been interested in since then. It's been a long time. I got a bit of core set 2020, but again, those cards they're kind of hard to play. I don't know. Some of them are okay, but Cavaliers are all right, I guess. Anyways, the Sanctum of Tranquil Light costs 1. So right there, you're able to ramp up in your shrines. 5 in a white, tap target creature. But this ability costs 1 less to activate for each shrine you control. So real key there. I mean, you get 2 or 3 shrines out there. Now, you get up to 5 shrines on the board. It costs you 1 to tap something, and you can tap as many things as you want on the board. So pretty hard to get past you once you get to that point, unless someone's got, stuff that they can play multiples. So, unless someone's got something that can make them hexproof or not. Anyway, so the last color is the blue, and it is Condon of Seeing Winds. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card for each shrine you control. So real nice when you get it, and once you get this guy on the battlefield, you're drawing 3-4 cards a turn. You're ramping up in mana with the green shrine, and you're real good and you're real dangerous. So. The problem always was just a little bit of slowness with this kind of deck. So this actually, they're starting to see some. In the blue in the new set, Sanctum of Calm Waters. Actually, beautiful art on this one. I really like it. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you draw X cards, where X is the number of shrines you control. If you do, discard a card. So again, another big draw card. So draw card, once you get a blue shrine on the board, will not be a problem. It's just more a matter of whether you can get enough out fast enough to keep you going and dealing with your opponent. So anyway, looking really interesting to do those. Of course, they brought out the multicolored shrine this time, So Sanctum of All costs 1 of each color. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library and graveyard for a shrine card and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Okay? If an ability of another shrine you control triggers while you control 6 or more shrines, that ability triggers an additional time. So it's once you get that on the board, it's kind of game over. It's gonna be pretty tough to get past the shrine deck. That's kind of a death knell. So anyways, really excited to see it. There are a number of cards that really work well with these kind of decks. Paradox Haze is really good, and kind of a must from Time Spiral. At the beginning of enchanted player's first upkeep each turn, that player gets an additional upkeep step after this step. So that card's going to be a real key to it, and you're going to find that becomes real important. What else? The Chromatic Lantern, I think, is going to be really big in these decks, giving multiple colors of land. Real nice, real nice when you need those 5 colors of land. So I think Chromatic Lantern's going to be. I think we're going to see it even go up a little bit right now, unless they reprint it again, because they're always reprint. They always want to seem to reprint it. Maybe even Reliquary Tower, throwing 1 or so of them in the decks, just to give that maximum hand size or something like that, because once you start drawing cards, you could have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lots of cards in your deck. What else? There's a couple other ones that are good. Maybe cards like Privilege Position, which give all your permanents hexproof. Maybe Sterling Grove is really excellent in these kind of decks. Sterling Grove, a green and a white, allows you to gives everything protection. Does it give everything hexproof? Not hexproof. Before hexproof. Anyways, you can't target it, and you are able to sacrifice it and put an enchantment on top of your library. So it allows you to get that card you want. What else? Honestly, anything that's a big acceleration. I would suggest probably maybe something like a Wrath of God or some kind of kill in these decks. The standard ones will be good, but if you're playing modern, you can play Wrath of God. So those kind of cards that kill everything, anything that even Wing Shards will be really good to stop people from attacking you and just buy time while you ramp up. So. Anyways, really excited about these cards. Really excited about the decks. Again, really nice to see things like. This is going to work real well with Fabled Passage, being able to get the land color you need. Really excited to see people do with these. So I hope everybody did enjoy the video. I am super excited for the shrines. I did actually mention one card, Mirror Maid, which allows you to copy your shrines. So that'll be real nice to have as well, but Mirror Maid might not be great because of the legendary rule. So unless you have a couple cards in there that stop that, it's not going to play real well. So anyway, everybody have a magical day. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you playing some shrines. Bye now.